Welcome to the Files
I'm
Podcast.
your host, Andy. And I'm also with the important and the most reliable information activist himself, Daniel Lucius.
Daniel Lucius it is.
So we are gonna have a conversation which is termed or entitled Common Nonsense.
So I'm sure that triggered something in your head. Common nonsense. So I guess you're wondering what common nonsense are we talking about?
Yeah, because when we just say common nonsense, others might think it's similar to common sense. But when we talk of common nonsense, it's something different from sense.
Yes. So we are going right deep into that.
So when we talk of common nonsense, we are talking about something very local, something that is very recognizable, that everybody we have noticed, but yet we have not paid attention to. So on our topic for today on common nonsense, we are starting with mental issues. Like what we talk of mental abuse. What do you think, man?
Mental abuse. So when we talk about mental abuse, we're just talking about abuse of the mind. Now, I guess we haven't paid much attention to what we've been feeding our minds currently.
Yeah. So when we have seen on our social media platforms a lot of things that we are putting on our social media platform, we are feeding it to our minds. You become what you read and you become what you listen to. You become what you actually reflect yourself to. Because when you're watching TV, what you feed yourself with, it is who you become.
Yes.
So a lot of us have been watching pornography. It's not like we have been watching it on social media, especially Facebook. We have been watching people posting it at 5 kwacha, that's posting it at 10 kwacha. It's funny enough that the price of Angry Lion is now with someone's body.
Oh, that's the disadvantage. So again, when we talk about mental abuse, so we look at what you're feeding the mind. For example, let's say music.
Yes.
Nowadays, we don't see. There are a few artists who are actually doing music with message. A lot of them, you find that when you listen to their music, it's either they are talking about sex,
Yes.
cars, money. So that's driving a lot of youths to do things they're not supposed to do.
Yeah, so due to desperation of people trying to stand out or to look like these musicians that they see on TVs, a lot of us, we are falling into indulging ourselves in funny activities such as playing music like hey.
Yeah.
What's that?
So actually, most of these artists we are watching, they are doing fake it until you make it. So we shouldn't focus much on faking our lives. Let's be realistic. Let's face the world. Let's feed our minds with the right thing.
So a lot of us we have got a bad reading culture. It is well understood due to the fact that we feed our minds with music that is not encouraging us to study, that is not encouraging us to also go as far as searching for information. We indulge ourselves in mental disorder. So from now on, I want us to understand one thing. Mental abuse is simply doing something bad to your mental, to your psychology. Instead of you studying, instead of you listening to things that will grow you. For a matter of fact, the Bible tells us that we should always renew our minds.
Yes.
So be what transformed by the renewing of your mind.
Yes.
By reading what? The word of God. By reading what? Something informative, something that can transform your life, something that is like poetic.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, it must be Thessalonians, where the Bible says the scriptures are necessary for correction and for showing us, for instructions. So it's necessary to actually read the word. In fact, not just read and understand and live by it.
Alright. So we are next to another point about common nonsense sex.
Yeah.
So sex is in general. Others will say sex is the type of it's the gender of the person.
Yeah.
Others will say okay, it's a biological makeup of the person. But when we talk of sex, we're talking about a soul tie.
Yes,
We are talking about people having it.
So we look at soul ties. I guess so many youths have gotten indulged in activities in sex. Actually, let me not say activities. They have indulged themselves into sex. Actually, they don't know what they're getting themselves into. They're actually creating soul ties with each and every person they're sleeping with.
Oh yes.
Among these groups of friends, there's even competition of saying, no, how many people have you slept with and stuff. But I think that's nonsense. It's actually, we should be doing something productive with our lives.
It's funny that a lot of youths, they say, no, I like it big, others will be like, no, I like it smooth. So in as much we like it big or smooth, we need to understand sex, it wasn't created for us to use it as our tool of pleasure.
Yes.
It shouldn't be used as a tool of joy. It should be used as a tool of marriage.
Yes.
It is something that was supposed to be kept pure. It was something for counseling and also used for worship.
Yes.
But due to the fact we don't know what we are doing, we have engaged ourselves into a lot of sexual activities. Henceforth, because of these sexual activities, we now getting sick. We are now having sexual reproductive issues.
Yes.
We are not getting pregnant when we reach at the marital stage, because we did a lot of abortions at the tender age, and you discover your sperm count has gone low due to the fact of excessive sex.
Yes. So actually, we must consider this point of saying, after we are creating soul ties with every person.
Yes.
So we don't. This is actually again somehow attached to our mental state. So
Yeah.
we are getting too connected with too many people. That's why we're seeing now the generation has kind of, it's mixed up. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of weird stuff happening among youths.
And I believe due to these soul ties, a lot of people have stopped believing in relationships. They have stopped believing in having love. So a lot of things, they have made love to be actually forgotten. Nowadays, what is happening is a relationship for sex and money, not for love, because love has gone. Everybody just wants to have sex. They just want to have a one-night stand. In that one-night stand, you might have an HIV for a lifetime.
Yes.
In that one-night stand, you might have syphilis and gonorrhea for a month or week time, to a point that it might lead you into your own death. So I wonder why we are not being sensitive as youths. So it came to pass that common nonsense, it is something that we know, but
we are ignorant about.
Ignorant to it. So sex, it is something that we are ignorant to, due to the fact that we love it, yes, we know it, yes, but we have failed just to abstain from it. We know it's harmful.
So actually, there is a point where we all lost it, where we started considering sex as love. So sex isn't love actually. So we should actually know that sex is not love, and sex is not the only thing that we can be talking about. We can be talking about more productive things even if we are in relationships. We can talk about building our future.
I believe that will be one important aspect of a relationship. So at this moment, let's do this. Let's talk about also sexual abuse. So because I heard one lady telling me that the main reason she indulged herself in these sexual activities to a point that she has now turned into a prostitute. Not a professional prostitute who's getting paid by a prostitute, a global prostitute, like she's sleeping anyhow with guys just because they promise her to hold her and give her a shoulder when she needs one to cry on. It's due to the fact a uncle slept with her.
Yeah, so actually sex abuse, when we just look at the word abuse, it's misusing. So we now haven't. Okay, the original purpose for sex was to what? To reproduce. Yeah. Now we discover that after having sex, one, we are aborting. We are not having children.
Yes.
Another thing is that we're now just doing it for pleasure when it's considered a holy thing, something that must be done in a marital step.
So because of sexual abuse, a lot of people have been left mentally abused, and they have indulged themselves in these sexual activities. So what I'm trying to tell people is that let us not abuse sex. Let us not get into sexual contacts with people that we know we might not marry them. In fact, with people that we know that we are not married to, because the first person that will tell you they love you, they will actually hate you more than the person that has hate you.
Yeah. So actually, another fact that I've observed is that as youths, we are kind of keeping people who we know we are not going to marry. So the actual purpose of a relationship is to what? To move into marriage. So a relationship must have a plan, Everybody, a human being, a normal human being must have a plan. So it should be something that you plan on having forever.
So, Lucius, according to what you're saying, you're simply meaning that we need to have goals in a relationship.
Yeah, relationship
goals. Relationship must have a direction, it must have a future. So, I believe, according to your point, we also need to have a relationship that has got financial stability.
Yes.
A relationship that is able to find for itself, not a relationship that is being fined by one partner.
Yes.
So both the relationship and partners, they must know we are individuals, yes, but we need to have a relationship that has a business, that has money. A relationship is sweet, but yet sweeter when it's having financial stability.
Yes.
Because you need time for ice cream, you need time for pleasures like going for swimming. Imagine swimming pool, no, just come and see you in the evening when the sun is down. No,
that's not right. We're not saying we should copy others, but at least we should make our partners happy. So another thing that has really made us to go wrong, like it's that we have been too much influenced by social media. A relationship shouldn't be based on making social media happy. A relationship should be based on making yourself and your partner happy.
And what has made us to go astray? It is simply lack of understanding.
Yes.
We don't understand ourselves. We don't understand ourselves. So it has made us to move away from understanding our partners. We just do it out of negligence. You discover that due to these sexual problems of us indulging into sex after sex, we don't understand the person we indulge ourselves into. We don't understand the person we make our soul tie with. We just do it like prostitutes. Okay, what's the difference between us and prostitutes? When prostitutes, they don't do it to make a relationship, they do it to have money. So they'll have fun, they'll scream in the night, and even maybe in the day they'll scream because they have made with their customers, they'll go. They have made a relationship with their customers based on sexual contact and phone calls. Them, they are even better than us because they're making relationships and they're exchanging lines. But for us, it is, okay, I want to see you. When they see you, you sleep with each other. She goes back home. You'll be like, no, I miss you. because you want again for her to come so that you sleep with her. She goes back and then it's I miss you the following day, and she's also getting used to that, to a point that I was chatting with a lady on Facebook one day.
Of course.
We were chatting and she was like, do you know, the way you chat and the way you talk to me, I've never been used to it. In short, I'm simply telling you that I'm not used to being loved the way you are loving me. And I was like, I'm only showing you friendship. Is it that I'm loving you the way others love you, or I'm loving you too much? She was like, you're loving me too much. I was surprised, due to the fact I was expecting that she's been loved more than this, because she has got 2 to 7 boyfriends.
Oh my goodness. So from the points we've gotten, I have also come up with something which is, I've observed a lot of people who are in relationships now,
Right.
because of these same soul ties they've created. No matter how good the other partner they have is,
Yeah.
they seem not to be happy. So there is a greater impact that connection we create when we have sex with somebody.
Yes.
We get too attached, so there's something we yearn to be with those people.
So, do you know what I got to understand about this issue of sex? So, a man is like a container full of oil.
Yes.
And then when you meet a woman, she's like a bottle. You pour out your oil in her. Then you go to another woman, you pour out your oil. You pour out your oil. By the end of the day, you remain with little oil in
You'll
your
be
container.
drained.
And then you'll be yearning for it to be filled up.
Yes.
So there is that yearning, that yearning inside of you. There is that. There
You are
is that
longing
heart
to have
Yeah.
oil inside you.
Yeah, there is that loneliness. Like you are lonely. You are crying on your own, yet you have got somebody who's on your
I think,
shoulder.
as you have said, oil, I think let's make it, you've been pouring your spirit in somebody. So when you've been putting your spirit in somebody else, you feel you need to be filled, right?
Yes.
So there is another spirit calling you this side, and the other spirit of yours is this side. So you feel like you're just confused, you know. You will not be focused. You have the mental imbalance.
And since we are talking of mental, we are talking about common nonsense, right?
Yes.
So I want us to talk also about these relationships that take each other drinking.
Okay, I guess some people don't just understand what a relationship really means. A relationship means we should be building each other. We should be helping each other to become good people. Actually, a relationship works, right?
Yes.
They say a relationship works. So it should help. A relationship should help you on making yourself better,
Yes.
on making yourself good to the other person. Now, if we are doing activities that are actually driving us away from that fact, then we are going the wrong path.
What scares me is that we're having relationships that are taking each other drinking, but by the end of the day, they marry someone else. I read a report about a certain woman that she was in a relationship for 6 years, and she had this guy who used to take her for drinking. They used to go for clubs, partying. Then by the end of the years, he married a lady, and she went as far as trying to sue him, but nothing really happened. So I discovered that a lot of people that drink with you, they want to actually marry you. So, ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of the audio podcast today. It has been me, Amzi, and also Daniel Lucius.
See you next time. The episode we are coming with next is gonna be hot. Let's like the page and keep following. We love you all, and share your thoughts in the comment box. Thank you so much.